very little at stake. But then you consider a chance for one or two of the fringe players to get a look in, and this becomes a big incentive. It changes the dynamic. So there's plenty at stake for them, which will do no harm to the energy levels and the overall conviction, and hopefully the style of contest.
So it's down to business here. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Cole Palmer could be standout here, Peter. We sometimes see him in a centre-forward position, but I like to see him play from the right side of attack, because that enables him then to be able to just drift inside on his left foot and then open up the pitch to see what he can deliver from there. And he's expert once he does tuck into those little spaces and pick out whoever's making the runs. And for that reason, I think he could be crucial.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Fernandes. Caicedo. Fernandes. Caicedo. And it's Palmer.
Pedro Porro gets it away. Palmer is having a shot! Oh, the ball's come loose here. There are a few waiting. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Bentancur.
Van de Ven.
Romero.
João Palhinha. Sarr
Forwards and with intent.
James. Udogi. Sarr. João Palhinha.
And here's Johnson. Solanke.
Palmer.
Chalobah, well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Fernandes.
And it's James.
Solanke. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Sarr.
Bentancur. Udogi. Now it's Johnson! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Pedro Porro moves short. Fired deep towards the back post.
And it's Udogi. Fernandes.
João Pedro. Pedro Neto.
Johnson.
And it's played forward. Pedro Porro puts the ball in.
And it's Sarr.
And here's Solanke. Chooses to go back. Now it's João Pedro. This looks promising, and he's managed to get free. Chance! They've scored! That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
So, a breakthrough already.
Sarr.
Bentancur.
João Palhinha.
Tell. Plays it out wide. Can he latch on to this? That's the throw. Lofted in. Adebayo getting this one clear. Bentancur. And here's Sarr. Sarr! Decent hit and on target.
Cucurella. Fernandes.
Pedro Neto.
Palmer. Fernandes. Caicedo. Palmer. Caicedo.
Van der Ven clears it away and reclaimed it in a trice. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Tell. And here's Solanke. Johnson played out to the left flank. Udogie. Udogie, and he's gone backwards. Shapes to shoot! No way through, so back it comes. And that has been clubbed away and claimed it back swiftly.
Pedro Porro.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
And Solanke!
Solanke has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Pedro Neto. Fernandes, and it's lofted through here. Cross goes in there. Romero getting this one clear. Bentancur. Great defending, strong and determined. Pedro Neto.
Caicedo.
Pedro Neto.
Palmer.
Pedro Neto.
Fernandes.
Turns and goes back.
Caicedo. Proves too strong.
Oh, it's come loose.
James.
Nicely shaped cross. Defending of the desperate variety. Now who's going to be first to this? Tell was only too happy to help out in defence.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
He has found a way through. And that's been won straight back.
Pedro Porro. Sarr.
Aim forwards. Udogie picks it up now.
Palmer. Caicedo. James. Chalobah. Van de Ven. Sarr. Van de Ven.
Bentancur. João Pedro. Pedro Neto.
In acres of space out wide.
That's very neat. Looking for a decent ball in.
João Palhinha. Pedro Porro.
Romero.
Sarr.
Now it's Tell. Now it's Johnson. And here's Solanke. Solanke. Oh, good spread.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. James. Chalobah.
And he goes cross-field.
João Palhinha. Sarr.
Palhinha, gently done. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. Sarr is fouled. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. And he thumps it clear. And that's a throw-in. Bentancur. And here's Solanke. Whistle's gone, that's foul.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. He's had a crack. They've played it short. Ball driven towards the far post. Strong running down that left flank. Van de Ven gets over and intercepts.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Romero. Bentancur.
Johnson. And it's Porro.
And here's Solanke. Johnson! Decent chance! That has been knocked clear. And here's Solanke. And there's the shot! That's a half-decent try.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Bentancur does really well to win the ball there. Van de Ven. Bentancur. Moved on forwards. Pedro Neto. Clipped into space. That looks a good ball through. Shoots! Bentancur. Doggy. James wins the duel this time. Palmer. That's really well manoeuvred. James. Adebayo shifted upfield. João Pedro. Cucurella looks to the other side. James looking to hit the byline here. James. Romero. And here's Solanke. Out to the right. Pedro Porro. Now here's the delivery. Adebayo clears it away. Chalobah. Adebayo gently done. James. Chalobah. Palmer. Adebayo forwards and with intent. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows that.
Big chance! Oh, they could be caught out here. Johnson. And the finish! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. And that is out of play. That's a nicely weighted pass. Sarr. Tell. And here's Solanke. Out to the left it goes. Doggy. Bullish header! Went with his head but couldn't steer it in. Chalobah. Adebayo. Palmer. João Pedro. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Johnson. And here's Solanke. Now it's Tell. And it's Udogi. And that's a dangerous ball. Chance!
Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt. Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
James. Adebayo moved on forwards. Now it's Pedro Neto. Cucurella. Pedro Neto. Cucurella. Cucurella, who's on a run down the left wing. Romero with the clearance. He can get that clear. Oh, that's neat. Delivered across. Defending of the desperate variety. In with the challenge. Now it's Solanke. And it's Palmer. Palmer. Chance for a shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Palmer clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Fernandez with the short one. James, here comes the cross. And that has been cleared. Udogi. That has been cut short. Pedro Neto. Chance to play it in. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Firmly met. And it's Palmer. Tell. Van de Ven. Sarr. Bentancur. That's really well manoeuvred. Udogi. Johnson. Pedro Neto did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Chalobah. Aim forwards. James. James chooses to go cross-field. Sarr. And it's played forward. And he's lost his man here. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Pedro Neto. Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Now it's Solanke. Johnson. That's Johnson. Solanke shoots! He's got away with one there. João Pedro, it's run loose here.
João Pedro really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And it's Porro. Showing good feet. Bentancur. Johnson. It's a carbon copy of the previous miss. Palmer. João Pedro. Alinia concedes a free kick for that. Alinia can get it clear. And it's Caicedo. Palmer, now he's got space here. Time to deliver. Palmer. Alinia shifted upfield. Oh, it's Johnson. Well timed, excellent interception. Adebayo, aim forwards. And he's running through. Pedro Neto. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
Van der Ven, gently done. Bentancur moved on forwards. Well read, nice interception. Chalobah forwards and with intent. Sarr. And it's Udogi. Sarr played out towards the right wing. Johnson. And out it comes again. Sarr. Joao Palhinha. Bentancur. Pedro Porro tries across. James. And a chance! Brennan Johnson. And here's Solanke. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Going for goal! And it's been taken short. Tell. Real chance!
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Tell actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
That's really well manoeuvred. Oh, nicely intercepted. Sarr. Van der Ven. Bentancur. Pedro Porro. Bentancur. Palmer. Picks it up out wide. James gets into a good position. And here's Palmer. And it's Fernandez. Can he finish? He's done very well to get to that.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Fernandez plays it short. James crosses. Plenty waiting in the middle. In by James. It's a mighty effort! That is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
You really could have done with engaging those crossers much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro charging forward down that flank. And here's Johnson. Pedro Porro. Bentancur. Now it's Solanke. Solanke. Oh, good spread. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the supports have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
And the action is back on the way.
Well, things just haven't quite clicked, Peter, have they? They're behind, and they deserve to be, but they've had a chance to regroup now, so we'll see how they come out at the start of the second half.
Chalobah. Caicedo. Fernandez. Moved on forwards. Palmer. Caicedo. It's just beyond his reach. And that's put paid to a promising move. Sarr. Udogi. Van de Ven. Johnson. Van de Ven shifted upfield. Bentancur. Chalobah, that's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. it's Caicedo.
Oh, just skips past his man. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
Sarr. Tell.
Good spell of possession, this, but very little to show for it.
Johnson. Van der Ven. And here's Solanke.
Over to the left. Thinks one through.
Chalobah gets rid without sophistication. João Palhinha.
Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. That's going to go a long way.
Van der Ven. Pedro Porro. Cucurella. And here's Tell. And it's Sarr.
It's anyone's ball now. No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
Bentancur. Tell.
Delicate ball, and it needs to be. And that was very necessary. That'll be a throw-in. That is a great pick out. Oh, sweet feet. Aimed in towards the centre.
Not pretty, but it gets the job.
And he's had a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Caicedo. Adrabayo. Fernandez. Cucurella. Cucurella.
He's in plenty of space here. Lovely bit of skill.
Cucurella puts them all in.
Well, he had to bide his time a bit there, Peter. Needed more targets to aim at in the box.
Yeah, that's not going to find its target.
Palmer. João Pedro.
Pedro Neto. And the shot! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Bentancur. And it's Porro. Pedro Porro. João Palhinha. Sarr. Udogi. Romero. João Palhinha. Johnson.
Great work on the overlap. Oh, such a clever touch. And the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Pedro Porro goes short. Can he deliver? Pedro Porro. Sarr. João Palhinha. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Tell. Sarr. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. James has it out wide and in space. Crunching tackle. That was nicely by the defence. Great defending, strong and determined. Caicedo. João Pedro. Romero does really well to win the ball there. Sarr. Tell. Still chasing the game, trailing by one. Van der Ven. Caicedo. Palmer. Fernandes, aim forwards. Johnson. Pedro Porro. Bentancur. João Palhinha. Johnson. Bentancur. And it's Porro. Johnson. And here's Bentancur. Shot a goal! Caught offside that time. Hoisted upfield by the keeper. Romero. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Your impression so far, Jim?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're set on using it.
Sanchez sends that a long way. Bentancur. Tell. Udogi. And here's Tell.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Adebayo. Caicedo. Palmer. Caicedo. Chalobah.
And it's played forward. Van der Ven, gently done.
Pedro Porro.
Pedro Porro tries making a foray down the right. João Pedro, ball's played through. He's got away. Nice physical challenge. Romero, forwards and with intent.
João Palhinha.
Bentancur. That's really well manoeuvred.
And it's Porro. Johnson.
And here's Solanke. Chalobah did well to emerge with the ball.
That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Caicedo. Fernandes. Chalobah, aim forwards. Romero. Bentancur. Van de Ven. Bentancur. Van de Ven, gently done. Cucurella. Palmer.
Whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort. Do hope it's nothing serious.
Fernandes.
James.
James proves just a little bit too strong.
Pedro Neto. Muscular approach does pay off here.
Sarr. Odobert. Romero.
Bentancur. Moved on forwards.
Caicedo. And it's Palmer.
João Pedro. Spread out to the left. And it's gone back to the keeper.
Sarr.
And it's played forward.
João Palhinha.
Tell. Judge, surely! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Palmer.
Fernandes.
Played out wide. And here's Neto. Chooses to go back. Takes a shot! And he's there to clear it. Bentancur.
Tell. Caicedo. Palmer.
Pedro Neto.
And it's Cucurella.
Lovely feet. Palmer. And here's Neto. Pedro Neto with the delivery. Van de Ven shifted upfield. Calmly anticipates.
Caicedo.
Romero wins the duel this time.
Van de Ven.
Odobert. Out to the right. Nice control. Oh, he's in! Played out to the right. Bentancur.
Sarr.
Doggy. Oh, smashing header! He's missed, but not by that far.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
There's going to be another change here. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Sarr. That's a nicely shaped ball. Solanke. It's a loose ball. Cleared without complication. Now that's well seen too. Caicedo, aim forwards. João Pedro. Caicedo. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Playing cross-field, changing the point of attack. And here's Neto. Cucurella. Pedro Neto. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Tries a deft little ball. Can he get onto this? Kudus! That is a brilliant interception. And it's Kudus. And Solanke!
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Really well manoeuvred. VRIHO. Palmer. Chalobah. Now it's João Pedro. Who played through for the wide man. James. That is lovely. Oh, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Keeper's dealt with that.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And it's Fernandes. Cucurella. Otobert does really well to win the ball there. Oh, some tackle that. And he has been fouled there. And he's going to have his name taken. Only partially clear. Cucurella. Oh, that's nice. He's on it, can he get away? And it's played in here.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. João Pedro. Palmer. Try! Fernandes with the short one. And he's got his cross in. And that has been cleared. Cucurella, now the delivery.
I think think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And it's played forward. That'll be a throw. Van de Ven. And he's onside. Ottober's cross goes for a shot! And the lead stays intact, just.
Solanke, well, at least it's earned it a little applause from the boss. The finish was lacking, but everything else was pretty good.
VRIHO gently done. Pedro Neto. João Pedro. Out towards the flank. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Romero. And the shot! Oh, and that should have been two.
And that reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there, and it's been blown.
Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession. VRIHO moved on forwards. He's pulled him up for that challenge. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And it's James. Hit into the middle. And that has been cleared.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Romero. Bentancur. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Now then, the ball's come loose. And here's Kudus. Great chance! And that could have brought them level.
Kudus, well, I think that look says it all, Peter. Brilliant save from the keeper. He read the situation superbly.
Pedro Neto forwards and with intent. And he's heaved it away.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Romero. 5 minutes left on the clock. Van de Ven. João Palhinha. Romero. Van de Ven. Bentancur. That's really well manoeuvred. Pedro Neto. Fernandez have it back and can go again. Caicedo. Now it's João Pedro. Palmer. James. Solanke.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Here it is, crossed in. Chalobah attempts a clearance. Caicedo gets it clear. And reclaimed it in a trice. Sarr. Van de Ven. Pedro Porro. Odobert. Played in with... Oh, great header! Great effort, he flew in with courage.
Solanke may have slightly misjudged the timing, but there was nothing wrong with the intent. Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Van de Ven. Pinged towards the front line. Cucurella makes the interception. Fernandes. Cucurella. Fernandes. Cucurella. Oh, can he get onto this? Played into space out wide. Pedro Neto serves up across. Romero getting this one clear. Kudus.
There's only one word for this, it's baffling. That team needs to figure out where the ball needs to be, and it's not there.
Van de Ven. Bentancur, aim forwards. Pedro Porro, Odobert. Pedro Porro puts the ball in. Another fruitless header.
Maybe they're trying to cash in on this, but someone has to up the quality here, both movement and delivery.
Tries to get it clear. It'll be a throw-in. Kudus. Odobert. Odobert closing in on goal. Tries a shot! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low. Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
And it's Davis. Davis, up he goes! That needed to be better, and he knows it.
You really could have done with engaging those crossers much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
That's a fairly demoralising loss. They hardly threatened, and this was about as insipid as it comes.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn to the screen for information provided by the local police.